Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to tonight's live. And it is Friday, end of the work week. We made it. Although I'm here every day, but we made it. Made it to the weekend. I love the weekends. Weekends are great. And you know what I just realized? Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm just going to get out of my chair and run right over here for just a second. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I just realized that I didn't put on any of my jewelry today. And it's just one of those things. I mean, it's 8:39 at night. Why would I be putting it on now? But I feel like it's part of my uniform. You know? Do you guys have that? You have to let me know in the chat if you wear jewelry, certain jewelry every day, like other than your wedding band or your wedding ring. But because everyone probably wears that every day. Thank you, Jan. She said, please make sure you have it on all live chat because I tend to forget. I don't know if that's okay. But thank you guys all for being here. Sorry about that. As I'm putting on my jewelry, as I'm still getting ready for the live. But thanks for being here. I hope you're having a great day today. And if you're new to the channel, I hope that you are having an amazing time and appreciate today's case coverage. And if you appreciate today's case coverage, I hope you'll smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all the fun stuff that, creators ask you to do in the beginning of a live. Doodlebug, no makeup, no problem, no jewelry, hold the presses. That's me. That's me. Hey, Riddler. I can't get it to clasp. These little holes are so small. We're good. I love this necklace. I have two of them. I wear it every day, pretty much. So I was talking about you today, Riddler. I was saying that me and Vincent were actually talking about you. We were like, Riddler should start a channel. Like, why doesn't Riddler have a channel on YouTube? So we're here. We're here for it. We were talking about you. We're talking about, it was good things, I was like, he has such a good voice. He sounds so nice. When you talk, you're so polite. I think you'd be a good creator. So we'll give it a kind of just a couple minutes. We'll let some people kind of flow in here a little bit. But let's see here. With the chat. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I do have the chat on subscriber only mode. I tend to forget to tell you guys that in the beginning, just because, sometimes people come flying in and it's just easier for the mods if we have it on subscriber only. If you don't know who I am, I'm Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. You can call me either or, but welcome to the channel, everybody. If you have any questions about anything that we are talking about this evening, just try to put a Q, like a capital Q, and then put your question, and I will try my dangest to keep my eye on the chat and get the questions answered for you. So I can star them if not, and I can come back to them at the end of the chat. You wear rings all the time, but can't wear earrings anymore. Oh, you ripped through my hole. Oh, Rhonda, I'm so sorry. That's like one of my fears. Like, I always wear delicate earrings because I'm afraid my ear holes will go down. Hey, Ida. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Oh, and I wanted to tell Pam, because she's usually listening, thank you for sending me that PayPal. I really appreciate that. That was very sweet. That was very, very sweet. Very kind. So we are going to talk about Idaho this evening. And before we talk about Idaho, make sure that you have your allowed gifts on, because we are going to be gifting out for the month of December 15 more members gifted memberships. Can't even talk. And look at that. ALR just came in with 5 gifted memberships. Look at that. So make sure you have all of your gifts on and you're subscribed to the channel. That way you can get a free membership. It's December. It's the time for giving, time for giving. Also, if you guys are interested, I do have candles in my boutique for sale, and the boutique name is Poppy and Ari, and it'll be flowing through the chat. It's a women's boutique. If you're into that kind of thing, check it out. It's super cute. So we will go ahead and get over to, I'm going to put their picture up. We'll go ahead and get over to the live. And thank you so much, ALR. That is very, very, very nice. Merry Christmas. It's like coming up quick. Oh, we have 10 days. 10 days. 10 days. But guess what? I'm not doing anything this year. I'm taking it off. I'm taking Christmas off. Me and Vince will do something, but we're going to put, instead of investing like and throwing all that money into gifts that we'll never see, we'll never see the people play with them. We'll never see them wear them. We'll never see, we just literally, we won't see it. So we're just going to like try to just take that lump sum of money and buy something for ourselves this Christmas. I know that sounds kind of greedy, but we only have each other. My mom and dad are here. His mom's in California. So it's like, what else do we do, So instead of just like not having it, we're going to have it. We're going to have something nice. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but probably move my studio over. Hey, snapback hat that. Oh, thank you, ALR. I really appreciate that. That's very nice. So let me go over here and see what we have. I wrote out some notes, so I'm going to see if I can follow them. We'll see. So as you guys know, we did get, there are a few updates out of Idaho, but if you missed last night's live, don't worry. We're going to get you all caught up on tonight's live. The house is going to be demolished on December the 28th. We talked about this last night, and work is going to begin on demolishing the house at 7 a.m. on December 28th. Personally, I think it's a little much. I mean, it's right after Christmas, but that's just my personal opinion. I mean, my opinion before was take the place down. I mean, literally, it was like the place, we don't need the house. And I was really in that mindset. But now that I've read Christy's response and then the family's response, I don't know. It pulls at your heartstrings. It really does. And it almost seems like it's final or something, like, if that makes sense. And I mean, it's not even my child. So it's so sad. I can show you. Thank you, Riddler, for gifting a membership. I usually put it in the chat. So you can join the membership if you'd like to. This link here. I'll paste it in there for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Oh, thank you. And last night, too, you guys were so generous last night. I mean, very humbling. Very, very humbling. I want to show you guys the map because someone sent me the map. So this is the map. So last night, and we'll read over the house coming down as well. But this is the map that they didn't have like attached. The University of Idaho campus lot 45. And so someone sent me this today. I thought that was really nice. I tried to print it out to figure out what is going on with this map. But your guess is like as good as mine. I really don't know what's going on with this map. I mean, to tell you the truth, that's the God honest truth. I'm like, if anyone knows, let me know. Well, look at that. Be happy. Thank you for the gifted membership. I love those dogs. I say it every time, but I do. I love those dogs. Hey, Harlot. Everybody's going to be green today. Everybody. Oprah. You get a membership. You get a membership. Everyone gets a membership. So if anyone knows anything about this map, please let me know. Because I really don't know. I really don't. But I wanted to show it to you guys because it was part of the letter that came out with the school. They don't want the news crews, students, anybody, pedestrian, anybody that can get over there. They don't want them close to the house. So they're having people park further down in the cul-de-sac and then they can take pictures or they can observe from there, which I'm pretty sure they're using the cul-de-sac by the 1112. Yeah, house, King Road house, the blue house with the doorbell or the door light, the light bulb camera. So I think that's where you can kind of observe what's going on. And I wonder if JLR is going out there. Does anyone know? Does anyone know if he's going out? Let me know if he is. I told Vincent, I was like, I need to go to Idaho. And he's like, when? I was like, 28th of December. What would you guys do if I showed up out there? That would be amazing. Because I would be like, on it. I'd be following Bryan around. Crap. I'm on Facebook again. Sorry if you guys can hear the little like the little noise. It's when I'm on Facebook, if I get a message, that's what happens. So, and I have my Facebook pulled up for the Gonzalez's page. So, but yeah, so anyway, the house is going to be demolished on the 28th. Work will begin at 7 a.m. I'm sure that we'll see pictures, video. I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be like a circus out there. They're trying to put them into a cul-de-sac, like literally. I don't know how many people are going to fit into that thing. Into the cul-de-sac, if you think about it. I should have pulled out the maps for you guys. I know. I wish I could be there too. I was thinking about it today and I'm like, you're never going to see that house like in person. I don't know why that made me think like I don't know why I thought of that, but I was just like, that's kind of like just weird. Like to me, I was like, that's kind of sad. I was like, I feel like I'm almost connected to the house just because we've been talking about this case for so long. I feel like it's just part of I don't know. I'm not good with like people taking things either. Even though in the beginning I was like, take it down. I thought it was fine. But now I'm like, I have changed my mind a little bit on that. I have. And I don't really change my mind very often. I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to things on my mind. But that I have to admit, it's almost like they're taking their memory away or something. And they're going to put a memorial garden, and we're going to read about that. We're going to read back to the first article they released about the house, but they're not even putting a memorial garden there. They're putting it over by like the cafeteria or the student center. So they're putting it like not far, but far away from the actual scene where this horrendous crime took place. And I feel like there should be something there to, memorialize them. They shouldn't put them over by the student school or the school and by the student building, I understand putting it by there, like, so people can see it. But I mean, yeah, they shouldn't go against the family's wishes. They really shouldn't. Like, especially after reading Christy's post, and I'll read it again to you guys. And it got me in my feels, and it could have been anybody putting that out, any of the victims' families. And it just was very, very sad. It was very sad. So, like we know over the last few days, or actually not even the last few days, but over the whole case, the Gonzalez family has been pretty vocal on but they've been really vocal on how they feel about that demo going on at 1122 King Road. They don't want it. They're against it. They don't want the house to be destroyed, and they have released a statement through their attorney, Shannon Gray. So we have a new statement from them. So we will read over that. We'll read over this article that I have, and it has the demo in it and everything. So I'll pull this up, and it's from Crim 2. And actually, before we read that one, I'm going to read you the first one that they put out, like one of the first ones anyway. And it was explaining what was going to be happening with the house. And this was back in February, the end of February. This was, I believe this was after they were going to go in, with the cleaning crews and clean it. And then they pulled them out and the defense went in. That was in the beginning of January. So this was in the end of February. Hey, Olivia. Hey, Tammy. Welcome in. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Jeff. Hey, everybody. Welcome in, guys. Welcome on in. So I thought it'd be good just to kind of like go back and read this one. But it says, the house in Moscow, Idaho, where 4 college students were brutally killed will be demolished, and a memorial and garden will be established on the university's campus, according to a memo from the president of the University of Idaho. The memo states that an offer from the owner of the home at 1122 King Road was accepted by the university, which plans to have the structure demolished. This is a healing step and removes the physical structure where the crime that shook our community was committed. Demolition also removes effort to further sensationalize the crime scene. And I do understand that part, I guess. I don't know. The nondescript gray house on King Road was the center of a massive quadruple murder investigation after the stabbing deaths of Kaylee Gonzalez, Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, and Madison Mogan in November 2022. The 2175, pretty big house, square foot house had 6 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms spread out across 3 floors and 2 bedrooms and a bathroom on each level. The victims were found on the 2nd and 3rd floors, according to police. I think that's all it really had to do with that. Yeah. I just wanted to read like where they were putting, pretty much they're going to put I don't know. We don't know what they're going to do with the property on King Road. They've never said what they're going to do with that. They've never told us, but they did say, according to their memo, we read the actual memo when it came out, and it might even be, if we do this, go to memo. There it is. It'll probably tell us here, maybe. Well, if I go through it, but, so I don't know. We knew that they were going to put something at the student center, but it's just strange to me that they're not going to put something at the actual crime scene location. That just doesn't make sense. Thank you, Jan, for gifting a membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, yeah, I don't do Discord. I heard someone told me never do it, and I was like, I don't know how to work it, so I'm cool. I'm cool on that. We just talk here. Plus, don't you like charge for Discord or something? I don't know. It's just that's just too much to do. Just watch, like, share, comment, come and hang out. Let me stop this video from playing because I wanted to read this to you guys. So this is going to be the letter from the Gonzalez family from their, they talked through their attorney and they expressed their feelings about the house coming down. Which I don't know. I've never seen this video before. I think it's just, okay. I think they're just showing the outside of the house, but we can kind of we'll watch it. It's only 35 seconds. We'll play this and then I'll read it. That way we can kind of see what she's saying.
Just into the newsroom here within the last several hours, the home where 4 University of Idaho students were murdered more than a year ago is set to be demolished in 2 weeks. We learned from the university that the suspect's defense team will be at the home today and tomorrow, taking photos, measurements, and possibly drone footage of the house. The university said the decision to tear down the house over winter break was made so as not to impact students who live in the area. We have also learned today that CREM 2 will be allowed at that demolition, which is on December 28th. So we will have a crew on scene with updates in all of our shows.
Sorry about that. I knew it was a short video, but I wasn't planning on it being that short, so I couldn't cut it off that fast. So let me get my camera back on. There we go. I didn't know if that must be Patreon they charge for. I'm not really good at that kind of stuff. I like the docket though. Legit. Always has some documents when you need them. Really, always on it. And I love that. So this is going to be, like I said, the Gonzalez family and their point of view on, what's going on. It's a very sad situation. I don't know. I wonder if the families are going to be there. Do you think that they'll show up? Vincent said, do you think this could happen? Because I don't know. It was a good comment he made. Could somebody go to this scene and protest? Is that would they be arrested? Can't you protest something coming down? Someone crazy could probably chain themselves to the door. I don't know. But is anyone crazy enough to do that? In the chat? Raise your hand if you want to go to Idaho. Yeah. I wonder how it's going to be with it not there. Do you know what I mean? Look at those bricks. They're going to take all those bricks out, all that whole house out. It's just going to be leveled. Those students, I might traumatize them even more. Maybe it's a good thing they're doing it when they're not here, when they're not there. But I would probably, if I knew the house was coming down as a student, I would probably go back to school early just to see it. But that's me. I'm a true crime person. They may not be. So we'll read through this article and we'll read through what they said. Their statement is pretty long. It's all the way through. It's a pretty good statement. So it just says the home where 4 University of Idaho students were unalive last year will be demolished at the end of the month. According to the university, the house on King Road in Moscow will be demolished starting Thursday, December 28th at 7 a.m. Additionally, the defense team for the suspect, Bryan Kohberger, will have access to the house this week. And I have pictures of them actually there, so I'll show you those later in the live. The decision to tear down the house was made to decrease further impact on other students living in the neighborhood. It is the grim reminder of the heinous act that took place there, University of Idaho President Scott Green said. While we appreciate the emotional connection some family members of the victims may have to this house, it is time for removal and to allow the collective healing of our community to continue. But it's kind of they're not going to forget. You're right, Kaylee. That's what I thought, really. You can protest peacefully. Hey, Olivia. I don't know if I said, did I say hi to you, Olivia? Hey, Kai. I don't know if I said hi to you. Hey, Roseanne. I'm going back to the chat. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Kara. I don't know if I said hi to everybody. I like to say hi to everybody. Try to. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's yeah. I don't know if if I've never been a president of a university, so I can't say what I would do in his shoes. But you have to probably be feeling like you're being pulled in two different directions. You've got these family members that are grieving the loss of their children that they sent to your school for an education, and they didn't come back. Point blank, period. Some people may be mad at the president of the university for that. As a parent, I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, I would probably be putting my blame everywhere. I would be mad. I would be really upset if I saw this as, one of the family members, while we appreciate the emotional connection some family members of the victims may have to this house, I don't know. I think I would pick it apart. I would, if I was a parent, I would be like, what do you mean? But that would be just me. So Kohberger's defense team will be at the house taking pictures and measurements of the area on Thursday and Friday. Once they are done, the university will start preparing for the demolition. Demo is scheduled to begin on December 28th and is expected to last several days. Now, I've never seen a house come down, but I wonder how long it'll take them to tear it down and then collect everything. It's going to be I feel like it's going to be a circus out there. Now, I will flip my shit if we see the grub truck there, just pulled up serving people mac and cheese or something, Oh, care. Oh, everyone's hating me right now because of my harsh reality video, my reaction video. I'm like, nothing against the dude. I don't watch him. Just giving you my reaction to what was said. Someone was like, I can't subscribe to you anymore. And I'm like, because we had a difference of an opinion? What? People have difference of opinions all the time. I was like, dang, guys. Be nice to me. So then he says, Jody Walker says this, the communication manager of U of I. The house is a daily reminder. We'll never forget. We can't forget, but we can heal. We can come together and we can begin to move into the next phase. I feel like if you had something planned for that spot, maybe. The house is a daily reminder. Sorry, I read that already. The family of Kaylee Gonzalez, one of the victims, has previously shared their reservations about demolition of the home. On Friday, the Gonzalez family attorney, Shannon Gray, released the following statement. Let me get my glasses on. Why did they do the writing slanted? Trying to mess with me here. Welcome in, everybody. If you guys are appreciating the content, don't forget to hit the like button. It does help get the video out there, and I'd appreciate it. So this is what the Gonzalez family has to say about the house coming down. They're speaking through their attorney. Let us ask this. Isn't it better to have the King Road house and not need it than need the house and not have it? That has been our question to the prosecution and the University of Idaho for the entire time the demo of the King Road has been an issue. But why is it even up for discussion? This is one of the most horrific crimes in the history of Idaho, and the University of Idaho wants to destroy one of the most critical pieces of evidence in the case. And it is also important to make note that there is now a demolition date before there is even a trial date set. This alone speaks volumes. It is obvious from the two recent visits to the house by both the prosecution and the defense that there is still evidentiary value in having the King Road house still standing. There may be additional discovery by either party that prompts one side or the other to go back to the scene of the crime. There has always been a dialogue about their 3D imaging or they are building a model to replicate the home, etc. First and foremost, what a waste of state money and resources. They're a little mad. And secondly, nothing replaces the real thing. Jurors are, I have to say it right. I have to say jurors like Nancy does. Jurors are notoriously, I can't say the words right, unpredictable, and they tend to make decisions on a variety of facts and circumstances. It would be foolish of us to try and foresee what they will want or need to make a just verdict in this case. I mean, that house is pretty, the house has a crazy setup. I'm not going to lie about that. I can't lie about that. I can't. Yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone was telling me I was twisting the words too. In the video that I did about Stephen, the harsh thing, I was like, what? I'm reading the same thing that he's reading. So it says here, the family has stressed tirelessly to the prosecution and the University of Idaho the importance, evidentiary and emotionally, that the King house carries, but nobody seems to care enough. It's like screaming into a void. Nobody is listening and everyone tells you how sorry they are for the decision, but the family's opinion isn't a priority. Victims' families have a voice and should be heard and listened to. Boise-based criminal defense attorney David Leroy said jurors will sometimes want to walk through a space, especially one as large and complex as the house on King Road. In this case, however, Leroy said both sides have time and technology to recreate the structure. Because we'll have diagrams and perhaps three-dimensional recreations, lots of photographs, and lots of video, I would not expect the jury to be lost in the special relations in the home and understanding the crime scene. If you guys were on the jury, knowing what you know right now, like you guys know the layout of this house, we could probably walk this house with our eyes closed and be fine. You know what I mean? We probably know every little thing that's in that home. Do you think that my microphone is down really low. Is that sound better? I had my microphone down so low. I'm so sorry. That's probably better. Probably really loud. Sorry. Now I don't even know what I was saying because I was reading the chat. Oh, I was gonna say could you make a just decision? I don't think I could. That step down is getting me. The step down to Dylan, like by Dylan's room. How do you not trip over that? But I guess if I get out of my mindset of him coming through the front door and he did come through the back slider, I guess you wouldn't be near that step only one time. When you're coming back out of Xana's room, no, you'd be there twice when you go into Xana's room and come back out of Xana's room. You would still hit that step twice. I just that steps gets me. He did. Sophie's mom. I saw the community tab. I didn't see the video. Oh wow. Because I used to be subscribed and I couldn't anymore. That's just my personal opinion. Personal opinion. Don't come for me, y'all. Man, my comment section was lit up like the 4th of July today. Like Christmas. It's like Christmas. I'm going to grab a drink and I'm going to look at my notes real quick so I can figure out where we are. Rather, you're absolutely right. And I love 3D imagery. I'm all for 3D imagery. You guys saw that we did a live on this channel. It was back in the beginning of the year, probably. It was a while ago. I'd say maybe March or so. We did where we looked at, there's actually a show on TV and it's older. It's called Crime 360 and it's from like the early 2000s. It's such an awesome show. I still watch the reruns. Like I'll watch it 50 times over. I don't care. But they go in and they recreate 3D models. And this is back from like the early mid 2000s. And you could see the animation that they had, capabilities they had then. So you can only imagine what they have now. You know what I mean? They probably have a lot. My mic keeps going down. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, I have to keep an eye on my mic. It keeps. Oh, sorry guys, it keeps going down. I must have messed with a setting today on accident because I was dusting stuff. So sorry about that. I don't know. We'll see. If it goes down again, I'm gonna scream. It's going down a little bit. Can you guys hear me okay? Hey, Patty, how you doing? Oh, gosh. I think that they should just leave that, maybe leave the house up. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. My mic was going, it keeps going down. I keep hitting my. You just let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I don't know why they keep going in and out, but we're going to talk about that too, because that's another thing. So let me actually go back up here to the Gonzalez's statement. Where was it? There was something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Like, oh yeah, they think that first and foremost, they think the 3D imagery is a waste of money. I mean, they mad. They're a little upset. And you know what? I mean, they may be going through their angry stage of the grieving process. And you don't, when you grieve, you don't go through it like, you know how they list them, denial, and all that. They have them listed. You don't go through them though, like that. You skip sometimes. You'll go from it happening straight to anger. Like you don't have the denial part. You just go straight to angry. So, I mean, they're probably a little frustrated. I mean, I understand. I mean, I don't understand because I've never been through that, but I can understand where they're coming from, if that makes sense. And maybe they feel like because the other families aren't speaking out that much, that they feel like maybe they do have to speak out a little bit more. Oh, thanks, Whitney. You found a good chat. Brittany has a good chat too. We love Brittany. She good people. We love Brittany over here. It's cheaper to run a bus and take the jurors to the house. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I was thinking about something about the DoorDash actually today. I just remember that. I saw Riddler's comment. I should write that down. Okay. So when Bryan Kohberger in the PCA, it looks like they say at 4:04, he looks like he goes to turn to park. And that's when he like has to back up and like not park. I'm wondering, because right where he was in front of the King Road residence when that happened. I'm wondering if he was going to go pull in there and park like behind one of the vehicles. Maybe he was bold like that. And when he was going to pull in, he saw the DoorDash driver leaving because it was around 4:04. And they say the DoorDash driver was there approximately 4:00. So it could be 4:04. Does that make sense? Somebody remind me to discuss that in depth in the next live, and I'll pull up the document and everything. And I still have our little poll that we did forever ago when we were asking about Bryan Kohberger being the DoorDash guy. And no one thought that he was really. So I thought it was kind of funny. Okay, let me see here. Let me see where we're at, guys. But I think that's kind of funny that they said that's a waste of money. I don't think that they're funny. I think that it's just kind of humorous because they're they're being very honest. So that's what I wanted to do. So, okay. Sorry, I'm like all over the place tonight. I wanted to show you guys the post that Christy Gonzalez put up on her Facebook. I think it was yesterday. We read it on the live yesterday. It was a day ago. So yeah, it was yesterday. And I wanted to read it to you guys because she just kind of talks about what she was feeling, about the house being torn down. And I wanted to read it because it really shows the raw emotion that these families like have to live with every single day. We, as a creator or as a subscriber, we get to turn YouTube off and like go out and touch grass, go hang out with family, go do a hobby. You know what I mean? Like we can turn it off if we need, we can go do other things. They don't get to do that. And it's just, they're human. They're human. They're going to make word errors or maybe word things that, maybe they didn't mean to word it that way. I feel bad for everybody that's involved in this whole situation. But this post is making me really want some Greens mini cupcakes. They look really delicious. So the host here says, so I have been really having a hard time or some hard days this week. Today was especially hard because we were notified that they plan on tearing down the house on December 28th, just 3 days after Christmas. So they just told them, what's today's? On the 14th. 2 weeks before they're going to tear down that house, that's when they tell them. I mean, that's kind of soon, isn't it? Isn't that like a ripping off a Band-Aid? Like, I don't know. That to me, it is kind of. Here's the thing with the house. I get it. It's an eyesore. It makes the community and college sad. It's a house of horrors, so on, so forth. Yes, Kaylee unfortunately died in that house, but more importantly, Kaylee lived a fun, happy life in that house. So my point is, when the house is torn down, it will be a very sad day for me. And she's just explaining how she'll feel. Salt in a wound that never heals. Anyway, I broke down at work today and even cried all the way home. And then it just talks about when she got home, she had this, they had these goodies for her. So, I mean, it just sucks. Yeah. Like as soon as I found out they're actually tearing it down, I got sad. I got real sad. Like before I was just like, yeah, they should tear down. But now I'm like, oh man, it just seems like something's like finalized. Like when they do, I mean, I know it's not finalized, but I feel like to the families, they're feeling that way. Like they're feeling maybe their kids' memories are being wiped away. We'll just put a little memorial by the student center for them. And I swear to you guys, if it's not big and grand and beautiful, we're doing a petition. If it's like a plaque on a wall or something, we're doing a petition. Because, we want to make sure they have a good memorial. That's a good thing to put the petition about. So Long Crime put out a video and about the demolition, and I was going to show that to you guys. It's called Crime Fix. So I think that it's like a few different like episodes. So it may not be like the whole thing. And I just noticed, wowza, look at this. So look at this picture they took of the aerial. Look at that car back there, like just hanging out. I mean, it's not like a launch. I'm not saying that, but just look at the vantage point. It's like literally no trees right there. I never noticed that before. Here, maybe I can blow it up. Oh, let me see. It is horrid, actually. So maybe if I do that, it'll blow it up. So they took out the security guard thing, like the little trailer that they had. They took out the couch and everything. It looks like the couch is gone. The fire pit thing or whatever they had back there. They had some other things like, a chair. It looks like all of that is gone because that was at one point moved to the side, but the ladder's still there. Why are we keeping the ladder? They literally removed the trash. They removed the couch. They removed all of it, the lights, all of it. But they still just left the ladder chilling. Maybe they're going to leave it there and just demolish it with it. Yeah, and the trash out back, yeah. Did they get that? Yeah, it looks like they got that. Finally. I wonder, I swear to you, I'm real weird about the trash in the back. And I think a lot of people are. But I've been screaming that since like day one. I'm like, why is there trash back there? Like literally like day one. I'm like, why are we not taking the trash? Because if you think about it, if you're fleeing a scene and you're going out the back slider, what better way to get rid of a murder weapon than just to slide it down that trash bag? I mean, if that's what they did. Now, can you imagine if the cops just took all of that and threw it away? Didn't look through it. I mean, they didn't look through it for a year. A year. That's weird. I don't care who you are. That is weird. That was a lot of trash back there. And if I was a criminal and I was scared because somebody just saw me and I'm like, I'm getting out of here. Oh, I don't know where my sheath is. I'm throwing this knife away. Maybe he went to go put it back in the sheath and was like, I ain't got the sheath. I don't want to carry the knife around. That's bloody. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe like he was like, I'm just going to throw it away. OCD kicked in. Got to get rid of it. Don't want that on me. I mean, he has OCD tendencies. I wonder how he feels about cleanliness, or if he's more organizational OCD. That's, I think he's cleanliness OCD because he was wearing the gloves. He had the purple looking hands. Like, he'd been washing them too much. My brother had cleanliness OCD. He would wash and dry his hands 18 times in a row. He did it. It was bad. It was terrible for him. Maybe Bryan Kohberger is the same way. Oh, so I think it's just like the dirt, but it might be. You might be right, ALR. They might have done something with that. Let me play the video. We'll see. We'll see what they say. Hey, Stephanie. I just wish that they would. Was outside trash from residents? Oh no, it was from the residents. It was there like the first day when old cop is sitting back there like this out the door, and he's looking around. He's like a younger cop. The trash is just like hanging out right beside him. There's like a trash bag on the ground. There's some trash, and then there's like trash in the trash can. No, actually, let me see if I can find it. I bet you I can. If we do King Road Search. Let's see here. I just saw that one with the cop too earlier today, but like out back, and I was like, for some reason I thought you should save that picture, and I did it. Let me see if I type it in. There he is. Okay, so this was, let's see when this article came out. November 17th. And where's the picture? Oh, okay. So this is like, I'll go back to the first picture. This is November 17th. It came out, looks like November 13th, but it was updated November 17th. So this is like one of the first articles probably to come out. So you got them there. See, there's no snow on the ground. You notice that? No snow. I like to point that out. Okay, where's the picture of the cop? This guy. See the trash? You got a trash on the ground right here, a white bag that's open, and then you got the bag that's in the actual trash can. And he's just hanging, chilling, not looking at no trash. It's just weird to me. And the other thing that I find very, very strange is, and we talked about this one on live. I don't know if I have the pictures handy, but there's pictures of the crime scene inside where Fox News was taking pictures. They were going at any angle. Remember how they were doing that, where they were just trying to get inside pictures of the house because there was no pictures of we didn't know the layout. No one knew the layout. But they got a picture, and there's a table, that brown table that's in the kitchen, and it's completely clean, nothing on it. Nothing on it. You see dishes are piled up in the sink. And then in the next picture, you see that all of the dishes that were in the sink are now placed on that brown table. Now, I went to school for criminal justice and applied science. I got my bachelor's. Whenever we learned how to collect evidence, we didn't learn that. We didn't learn to remove things from one spot and set it on another location before you fingerprint or, you process that location first. You process that table, you fingerprint it, you get all what you need, then maybe sit items on top of it. But you could tell they didn't process it because there's no fingerprint powder or anything on it. They literally just took the dishes out of the sink and was putting them over there. So that makes me think, what was in the sink that they wanted to get to so bad? You know what I mean? Maybe there was something in there. Maybe somebody washed up. I don't know. But they removed the dishes and they put them on that table. Yes, Nikki, taught to document everything before doing anything. Exactly. You take pictures of everything. You move something, you take it out of the picture. It's better to have more than not enough, because you can't recreate a crime scene. You only get one chance at the crime scene. Because once you walk in, contamination starting. Do you know what I mean? Like you got to get everything really within 1 or 2 sweeps. They went back a year later. And now the defense is going back. What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, it's very weird. So we'll watch this, and then I'll show you some pictures of the defense actually going into the location. And there is a slew of them. They've got a lot of people. And thank you guys all for being here. I really appreciate it. If you do appreciate the content, don't forget to like the channel, subscribe, please. And we'd love to have you join our membership if you'd like to.
I knew in my heart what was best for those girls and Ethan. I knew what was best was to keep that around until they did more.
But the school now says the house is coming down. I'm Anjanette Levy. It's Friday, and this is Crime Fix, Law and Crime's look at the biggest stories in crime. It's been more than a year since Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were murdered at the house on King Road. Police held the scene for weeks, often going back to the house to look at things or collect more evidence. Following the arrest of Bryan Kohberger for their murders, the owners of the King Road house gave the property to the university, which is totally understandable. A horrific crime occurred there. Asbestos and other biohazards were discovered inside. Who would want to live there? The school wants to tear down the house, but Kaylee Gonzalez's family specifically wanted the house to stay around until after the trial. I broke the story of the family wanting the house to remain standing last June. Here's the Gonzalez family attorney, Shannon Gray.
Big piece of evidence that potentially a jury might want to see it. I mean, there's sights and sounds and viewpoints and angles. It's an odd shaped house where witnesses were standing, where potentially the defendant was standing. Locations, how you could hear something, how you couldn't hear it, if there was video or any other evidence outside, what was the vantage point of those videos, if they picked up audio or anything. So a lot of things I think are important about that home. And we've just stressed, just hold on, wait till the trial is over and then do whatever you want with the property.
Now, after the outcry from the Gonzalez and Kernodle families, the university then changed course and halted plans for a possible October demolition. Then, soon after Kohberger, who maintains his innocence, waived his right to a speedy trial, prosecutors and the FBI actually went back to the house on King Road. At the time, the university said they were there to take measurements for audio and other trial exhibits that would be constructed. That wouldn't have been possible before with the tight time frame of a speedy trial. Now the university has announced that Kohberger's defense team was also being given access to the house so they could do their own work there, including taking measurements and getting some drone footage. The house will be torn down on December 28th, 2 days before the one-year mark of Kohberger's arrest. The president of the university issued the following statement. It is the grim reminder of the heinous act that took place there. While we appreciate the emotional connection some family members of the victims may have to this house, it is time for its removal and to allow the collective healing of our community to continue. So there you have it. The president of the university says the house is going to be torn down, and it sounds like the defense and the prosecution are totally on board with this. And somebody who would know about how important this is and what it means and whether or not it's the right decision is Bobby Chacon. He's a retired FBI agent and an attorney. And he and I have discussed this whole thing in the past, and we'll have more on that coming up on Law and Crime another time. But right now we're talking about it here on Crime Fix. Bobby, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Sure, thanks for having me.
The FBI, they went back there last month, I guess, and took some measurements and did some things at the house to prepare it for trial. Now the university says we're tearing it down. So what are your thoughts on, first of all, the university saying, indeed, we are going to tear this house down on December 28th?
Well, I know the reaction that most of the public is kind of feeling like, no, don't do that. Until we get a conviction, we can't, anything that's even possibly relevant to this case shouldn't be destroyed and things like that. But I can tell you, I was part of a forensic team on the FBI for 19 years, and they've gotten all the evidentiary value out of that house that they're going to get. They've got all the forensic value out of that house that they're going to get. There's not much more they can get. And I know there are some trials that allow the jury to go to the location. I've never been a big fan of that. I think that can be misleading. I think that in the courtroom is where you get the best evidence presented to you. I just got off a case where I was a juror for 5 months on a case where murder happened in a house. And we had both county and state forensics teams do examinations of that house. They provided us with sketches. with photographs, with video, and then the results, obviously, of their forensic examinations. And they walked us through the crime scene. Our case, the murder happened in the kitchen, and then there was blood in the laundry room. It all matched up with witness statements and other things. And so I think that the value that house holds has been sufficiently obtained by the prosecution, or as you stated, in this case, the prosecution wouldn't agree. If the prosecution thought they needed that to make this case, they would fight that destruction. They could try to get some kind of TRO, some kind of injunctive relief to stop the university from doing that. But the prosecution realizes that they've obtained all the forensic and the other, even the eyewitness probably did a walkthrough of it. The one eyewitness roommates that they have, I'm sure they did walkthroughs with the police and so I think they've gotten everything they need out of that house, personally.
So just to be clear with our viewers and our listeners, when they take the jury on, a field trip, if you will, I mean, they don't call it that, but they call it a jury view. When they take the jurors to the crime scene, they will take them inside. But, there were some emails that came to light over the summer in which the prosecution and the defense had agreed that the house could go back to the university. They were like, okay, the university can have the house back. We've done all we need to do there. It sounds like there was like asbestos discovered there. There was also, a lot of chemicals apparently were used to process this scene. So this is a highly contaminated environment, and they didn't feel like it was necessary to take jurors in there because you can do what's called these Faro scans. I've seen that in some trials where they scan the place. It's like this 3D thing. And they can capture all of these images, and then they can do trajectory stuff. They can do all this really fancy stuff. They can also design computer animation models. I've seen that in some trials too, where it's like a virtual tour of a house. And this is a really crazy shaped house with a third floor addition and everything. So that was the objection of the family in one instance. Like one of their attorneys said, this is a really odd shaped house with like these staircases and, all these different places. And you might hear one thing in one spot, but not another. So what is your response to that, Bobby?
Well, I think you're right. I mean, back in my day, it was called the Nikon Total Station, but whatever they're using, they do these laser generated, computer generated models. People have seen this in CAD and in architectural drawings. If you look on some of the real estate websites that you can do house tours through and stuff. And so the computer software is very sophisticated nowadays. You can almost remodel anything onto a computer that you can show existed in real life. Like I said, I don't think there's a great benefit. I don't think there's pretty much any benefit of keeping that house. I don't think they planned on doing a jury view of the house. That's done not in every trial, certainly. And there's different criteria in different states, and different judges use different criteria for when it would benefit a jury to see a house. I don't think, obviously the prosecution doesn't think in this case that that's going to be a great benefit to a jury in the future, or else they wouldn't agree to have the house, allow the university to destroy the house. Remember, the university owns the house. I mean, it's property of someone else. Something tragic and something horrible and evil happened there, but it actually is the property of someone else, and so they can do with it what they wish in the long term. And that's after the government and the prosecution and the police have gained every piece of value of that property. And in this case, I'm confident in the prosecution position that they've gotten everything. The FBI went in there more recently anyway, with a team that I think did exactly what you alluded to. They did a computer scan, a laser scan of every inch of that house, of every little nook and cranny of the house, and those kind of things and stuff. And so I don't see it as a huge detriment to the successful prosecution in this case.
It'll be really interesting to see those exhibits when they are finished. I mean, it's amazing what can be done these days, and what can be done with audio enhancements. I mean, there are recordings too from Ring door cameras that are referenced in the probable cause affidavit, talking about hearing a thud and like a yelp and screaming and a dog barking. I mean, we may know exactly when somebody passed away and was murdered in this case due to that type of evidence. The defense is going in there today, Bobby, and they were allowed in there yesterday as well. So the defense is being given access to prepare their case. They're doing their own measurements and getting some drone footage and things of that nature, right? I mean, I don't understand where they're going with that, but obviously they're probably going to want their own experts to refute or do whatever with whatever the state is producing with the FBI. So, I mean, what do you think is like happening here as far as the defense perspective goes? I mean, they're going to go in there and take their own measurements. I mean, measurements are measurements. I mean, I'm thinking of a measuring tape, like a measuring tape's an inch is an inch.
I mean, they could have their own expert do a video walkthrough and say, based on the sounds, and they probably did a timeline based on the affidavits and everything else that's come out in court of all the sounds that you just said were heard here and there. And they could do a video walkthrough by one of their experts and say, look, he couldn't possibly have been here and there and there. And so the government's timeline, the prosecution's timeline couldn't have happened because our expert, and you can see our expert walk through this house on video, and we're going to simulate the sound here and that other sound there, and where the prosecution says the defendant was here and there. And so they could do a video walkthrough or something like that at the demonstration that they could make a motion to play for the jury later on. So, they could be doing something like that, but it's, beyond just simple measurements, because they probably have the measurements that were taken numerous times. And in discovery, they'll get, if they haven't already, all the results of the FBI's exams and the FBI forensic stuff. So my guess is, they've got all that. That's fine, but they're probably going to want their own expert to do a simulated walkthrough. They probably can, by the filings already, figure out what the prosecution might allege with the defendant's movements through the house, and they're going to try to refute that by saying, well, our expert did a walkthrough, and if he made that sound over here, he couldn't have possibly made the other sound over there because it's not enough time to get down this stairway and, of course, this room. So they're doing, I would imagine the defense is doing things like that they're going to do like some kind of demonstration on video that's going to then be played for the jury.
And finally, Bobby, this is a house that was a happy place for so many years, at least for the couple of years that those kids lived there. And it's now become just this kind of grim, macabre symbol of something so awful. And I'm sure there are people with not the best of intentions who go by there. There are people, they've had it under guard. I mean, even the university has had it under guard since they took possession of it. Do you think maybe that's the best thing to do, is to tear it down and move forward? Just because, I mean, I'm sure the university wants it off. They want it gone for certain reasons. I'm sure they have their own motivations, but also this thing could be like some crazy tourist attraction for people who just don't have the best of intentions. Do you think it's the best thing do you think this is the best thing to do, is just to get rid of it?
I personally do. And we've seen this in past cases. I mean, I think O.J. Simpson's house was knocked down, even though that wasn't the site of the crime. I mean, it was the site where he may have tracked blood from the crime scene, allegedly. So, I mean, we've had cases where, these horrific crime scenes have been either destroyed or significantly remodeled, so that you don't have those macabre gawkers come by. I mean, you could have like a tour. Somebody could, famous murder sites of Los Angeles, get in this bus and we're going to drive you by all these, evil places that evil happened and stuff. And there are people that do that, and it's unfortunate. And I think the university probably wants to head off something like that. I think it's appropriate, probably to put a memorial in that space. But the house itself, it just has a feeling of the macabre and evil. And I think that it's more appropriate to kind of, in my mind, and this is just my personal opinion.
So yeah, you can see right there, they took the couch. I don't see a couch there because it was in the side yard. It was in the backyard, but then they took it to the side when the FBI got there to do their own scans. So it looks like they took the trash, the lights are down, the couch is gone, the chair that was out there, like I think they had a little fire pit or something like that out there. All of that is just that's gone. That's very eerie. And it's very eerie looking through this little hole of trees where you can literally see through Kaylee's bedroom and their kitchen and the back windows. If the lights are on, you're seeing in and they're not seeing out. That is crazy.
To knock it down and put up some kind of nice memorial to the victims where people can go and spend time in that place and remember, who these good people were and the bad thing that happened to them. So I don't think the house itself needs to be there as a reminder of the evil. I think it's better probably to have some kind of memorial, and hopefully the university will consider doing that. I don't know if they've mentioned that at all, but I would think that would be, much more appropriate. But we've seen this in previous cases where houses or places like that have either been destroyed or significantly altered so that it doesn't look or feel like that anymore.
Yeah, they haven't announced any specific plans for it, but the only plans we know right now are that December 28th, it's coming down. And we will, of course, have that covered for you here on Law and Crime. I do want to mention there's not yet been a trial date set for Bryan Kohberger at this point. He remains behind bars. He faces the possibility of the death penalty if he's convicted. And right now, this thing's moving toward trial, whenever that may be. So, Bobby Chacon, thanks again for coming on Crime Fix. We appreciate it.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
I was just thinking, I can do a poll, though, for if you guys want the house to come down. We can only do like yes and no polls, I think. If I can figure it out a different way, I will, though. I'll look into that. It's so crazy, too, whenever we're live. You have to be live in order to kind of use the StreamYard. It's very strange. Like, because if you don't want to be live, you just want to play around with it, then it's kind of like, you can't do that. I'll put, do you think the 1122 King Road house should come down before trial? We'll do it that way, trial. Okay, there we go. Now, if I can just remember to fix the poll, or to look at the poll. But I mean, I think it's kind of a mixed. I mean, I think we're mixed on it. Let me put myself out here. Yep, there I am. I think my mind keeps changing. My heart says one thing, my brain says another thing. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. And it's because, and we're torn because we've invested a lot of time into, getting to know the victims and getting to know about this case. And you do get attached. It's hard not to. And when this case is over, it's going to feel like y'all hit a brick wall. Let me forewarn you now. That's what happened with me with the Kaylee Rodney case. When everything was said and done, the day that they all came out and they said everything, it felt like I literally hit a brick wall, because every day I was waking up for months thinking, Kaylee, what can we do for Kaylee today? And then it was like kind of stopped, and it was like, well, what do I do? Like, what do I do with myself? So yeah, they do have plans for Memorial Garden on campus. See, but I think they should have something planned for that house when it comes down. They should have something planned for that spot. Even if, like I said in one of my lives, it's not like a popular probably opinion, but the students were talking about, they wanted a memorial garden, or not memorial garden, I'm sorry. They wanted a parking lot there, because it's hard to get up to that back parking lot for the apartments there in the winter, because it's kind of steep. So they wanted maybe a lit up parking lot. And I thought, well, that's something useful. That would be nice. And then put something like a little memorial there for them. I think something should be there for them, though. So I don't know if I've ever brought this up on a live. I don't know if I have, but we may have months ago. So we've heard from a roommate, or not an ex-roommate, that lived in the Moscow house. And we've heard that, footsteps could be heard on every floor. You could hear everything in that house. Well, my friends, I knew there was more articles out there that said the opposite, and I found it. So we have this article here, says footsteps can be heard on every floor, just like to give you guys kind of like the acoustics of it. It just says a former tenant of the home where the 4 university students were knifed to death told Fox footsteps can be heard in the creaky old home. It's very creaky old house, said Cole, who graduated in 2022 and lived at the King Road house's junior year. You can hear the footsteps on every floor. So he must have lived there in 2021. The year before. If he was a junior and he graduated in 2022, I mean, that's what I would say. See if there's anything else about that. So this is all about the victims. It says, the person who lived below me always said he could hear me walking around. I had a desk and a rolling chair, and he could hear that roll around. Wonder where he was at. He had to be maybe third and second floor. Because I don't think you could hear anything on the first. The second floor bedrooms aren't really over the first. The home also had poor insulation, and the ventilation system was really weird, so you could hear everybody talking throughout the house. Like you could hear through the pipes, I guess. Tenants were used to the noises and learned to tune them out. And then right here, this is like a different person. So a former first floor tenant said that he could barely hear activity on the second and third floors due to the unusual layout of the house. So he was on the first floor and he couldn't hear anything on the second floor or third floor. That's what I feel like. I feel like if you're on the first floor, you're not going to hear anything. You're kind of in the, especially Bethany, with having that concrete around her, and then the wall is concrete. I feel like that would block a lot of noise, like coming from that direction. And then her being it's popped out kind of. So she's like out and down. I don't think that she would hear as much of what's going on, you know? I think it would be depending on where you live or where you're at in the house. Let me see. Where were we at? It says, so the first guy said that if a tenant was on the first floor bedroom directly under the living room and the living room wasn't being used, this would make sense. Okay. He's talking about the other guy. The King Road home is on a cul-de-sac known as Frat Lattice due to his proximity to Fraternity Row, said the former student who now works as a real estate agent. There was always something going on in the neighborhood. Someone was hosting a party or kickback. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a college. Added that a lot of people had been in the home and knew the layout. Do you think Kohberger could have went there for a party? Like, don't you think his one buddy, two buddies he had, like someone would have said, yeah, we went to a party there. You know? Yeah, they do. I feel so. That's what I do feel. That's where my heart is like, take it down, because Hunter is like looking at that home. And then I'm, oh, you're fine, Cheryl. You don't say you're sorry. You're usually first in here. She said, hello, sorry, I'm late. Never again, Cheryl. I was talking about you today too. I was talking so good about you. I said, Cheryl's my girl. I was telling Vincent that. I was like, that girl's been through a lot. The woman's been through a lot. I was like, she's here. She's here. She shows up. I love it. I love the people. I love our chat. So, that's what I was going to say. So the defense is back at the house. Wonder what they're doing there. I counted exactly how many, and this is like, don't quote me on this because I can't remember for sure the time that they had, but I believe that the defense had 7 weeks inside the home, like to go in and collect whatever before they were going to tear it down the first time. And then I think the prosecution was in there for like 6 weeks for like the first time, before they came back and stuff like that. These are some pictures that were on Twitter. Now, this isn't all of them. There's more that show up, but there's investigators and his attorneys. I believe that's Anne. I'm assuming in the black jacket with the blonde hair, but I don't know. I'm just assuming she's there because she would be there. I understand why the FBI went back, because maybe there was newer technology and they were like, okay, we have time. Let's go in here with the newer technology. We'll update our scans. But I don't know why the defense would go back in there. What do you guys think? Why do you guys think they're going in there? Only thing I can think of is they don't know a lot. They keep asking for more discovery and stuff like that. They just want to know more and more and more. So maybe with them going inside the home, and seeing what walls are taken out, what floorboards are taken out. It'll give them a general idea of what evidence the prosecution maybe has, because they're not going to take a random wall out if it doesn't have any evidence on it. You know what I mean? So maybe they took out parts, sections, I'm assuming a lot of sections of Xana's room. And they're going to go in there and they're going to try to recreate what it would have looked like with everything back in there so that they can defend Bryan a different way. I don't know what their game is. I don't know what their plan is. Wish I did. Who knows? Maybe they don't have a plan. Rita, he did. Yeah, they had. They wrote a letter. We read it towards the beginning of the live, or maybe the middle. They said that they don't. Christy put stuff on her Facebook. We read through that also. She's torn, heartbroken. They're heartbroken. They don't want this house to come down. They really don't. Me too, Stephanie. And she said, I'm interested in the walls that were removed. Me too. And why don't we see that stuff? What? Where was the news crews? Or somebody with a camera, with a phone? Like, why? What? How are they doing this? Like, I mean, I'm glad that we didn't see any removal of the victims. I don't need to see that in my lifetime. But it's very strange that we didn't see that, you know? It's very respectful of people that we didn't see that. And then we didn't see, the only thing we really saw was when they took out the mattresses and when they removed some of the items for the kids. It wasn't all the items because they had a small U-Haul this big, but it was some items. So. Oh, it did not show the question, maybe? Let's see. Wait, it doesn't even look like it. Yeah, there it is. I think you have to click on it, maybe. But it says, do you think the 1122 King Road house should come down before trial? A lot of you guys said no. 27 yes so far. 73% no. 45 votes. We'll leave it up for a little bit. Yeah, he knew the layout way too well to know. He's like, me too. The ladder is still there, Mike. To right now, to this day, they took the trash, they took the couch, they took everything, but the ladder's still there. Do you think they're going in there because they're going to find them underground tunnels? They're going to look for the underground tunnels. Could you see Anne on a friggin' treasure hunt for underground tunnels under the house because she's been watching too much YouTube or something? I don't know. I just think that they might have just wanted to see what the evidence might have been that's collected. And what better way than to go in there? Also, maybe they're going to do their own testing with the acoustics and stuff, but it's not going to matter. The furniture's out, the people are out, the walls are out, the floors are out. You can't recreate something that you can't be in the exact time of it too. You have to be there at 4 a.m. It's just, that's what you have to do if you're going to do the experiment correctly. I'm sure I'll cry when this house goes down. If we actually see video of this place coming down, I'll be like so sad. Oh no, I know, Faith. Is that what it is? Water heater closet? I texted my friend about it the other day because her dad builds homes and he just knows really old homes. And I knew it was something like, I forget what I thought it was. Like to connect pipes or something. That's what I thought it was. But I knew that it wasn't an underground tunnel. But man, it's crazy. Yeah. Yep. Even if it was replaced, yeah. Me too. I think they have. I think they have enough pictures and stuff. I want to see the pictures so bad. I want to see the 3D imagery because I've seen what they could do way back when. Oh, I can only imagine what they could do now. But that stair is going to get me every time. And I bet you the defense brings that step up. I mean, I would. I don't know what their defense is really going to be. I mean, we haven't seen anything that we haven't heard anything. Haven't seen anything, haven't heard anything. What's going on? I think that, I wrote down, I've never seen a public defender actually defend like this. Let's go through those pictures. I forgot that. That's the part I want to show you. So there's more that shows up. So see, we got, how many people we got at first? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. So we've got joiners. Looks like they're trying to get inside. How many people does it take to open plywood door. A lot, apparently. I wonder if that's like set up. I guess it's set up on the door, so it's probably just connected to the door so they can open it. Oh, what the? That opened the other way, the opposite way. What the heck? I'd be confused too. Otto, you might be right. I think that he may have been looking down at that step and didn't see Dylan. I've said that before. You know, because you're like, especially if you're coming down them steps and you see it, because that good vibe sign kind of like, you know, illuminates right there. And you're like, oh, and you think about it and you keep it in your head. But I don't know if I could keep that thought in my head after everything that happened between him seeing that step the first time and then him seeing it the second time. I mean, this person unalived 2 people and then was walking. You know what I mean? Would you remember the step? If you're really cunning, I guess. Then, man. Yeah, Mark, that's a good idea. Maybe they should have BK walk through to see his face. Yeah. Maybe that's what maybe Ant's putting on a disguise in there. Let me see if you can see my eyebrows from here. That's like crazy. I don't think that there was anything really else. I was going to show you this other webpage, but I think we'll save that for like our next live. Because I want to like sleuth on this page. Have you guys ever been on the page Web Sleuths? I've never been on it really until like the other day I got on it for Idaho. And there was some very interesting comments. Very interesting. So we'll have to go through that on our next live, like when we go over Idaho. I haven't even been online today. Has any news broke on any of the cases we're covering? Does anyone know? Like that's sad that I don't know, but I haven't looked. So anything going on? Because usually Aries comes in and says, you know, whatever's going on. He always tells us the news. I need to know the news. Huh. You remember? I signed up today, Ashley, so I could look at like some other stuff. And it's kind of like a Reddit. So let me explain actually what it is. It's like a group of people that come together and they want to help solve true crime, you know. And they will put like links or documents or questions in the forum, and then other people can go through and read them. And so they have like 56 or more pages of Idaho. It started from the day that it happened. So I saw that, Nikki. I was going to look into that. Is that new? Because sometimes Nancy will do like an older case. I didn't know if it was new or not. Yes, I can, Holly. Yeah, I'm going to do a special. Yeah, I'm going to do a special live for that day. Definitely. Really, Rita? Ruby Frank's going to court Monday. Did you hear about her trying to, let me take this picture down since we're talking about Ruby. Did you hear about Ruby saying, like trying to, she's trying to swindle her way, maybe take a deal or something? The attorneys are trying to get together to talk or something, is in the works. Mark my words, y'all, we'll be throwing a fit if she gets any kind of deal. I know that the children need to, like, you know, heal and move on. With her in jail, they can do that for a very long time with her in jail. But with her anywhere but jail or prison, they will not be able to heal. These kids are not going to heal. Have a good night, DM. What is supposed to happen? She plea bargained? You're kidding me, Nikki. Ruby did? Let me see. Oh, y'all. Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Let's see what we got on her here. Oh, man, she did. Oh, no, We're about to shut this live down and restart. I'm just kidding right now. We won't do that. But yeah, y'all are right. I'm glad I asked. Okay. Because I was going to make a short video on this crap because I heard about it through Marky. He does like celebrity gossip kind of stuff. And I heard about it through him and I was like, oh my gosh, you should do like a short video because it wasn't really enough to do a live. But oh my God. Ruby Frank to enter plea agreement on child abuse charges. Let's just read through this. Shall we? I can't take it when it's kids. Utah once popular YouTuber. And let me tell you, before I read this, if this is any kind of good deal, like it's a deal. She shouldn't have got anything. But is she getting this because she did have a huge following on YouTube? What's going on? It says, we'll enter a plea agreement for the multiple counts of CA she faces when she appears before a judge in Washington County on Monday. I've got 50 pens over here. Let me get me a little Post-it note because we're going to have us a little live on Monday morning live. And if I don't write it down, y'all, it's like it doesn't happen. So Windward Law, the firm representing Franke, issued a statement on Friday confirming their client is working with prosecutors on a plea agreement. Franke and her business partner, Jody Hildebrandt, were arrested in August after one of Frank's children escaped Hildebrandt's home, knocked on the door of a neighbor in Ivins, and asked for food and water. If she puts this all on Jody, I'll scream. The neighbor noticed duct tape on the child's ankles and wrist and called police. Police later found one of Franke's daughters emancipated inside Hildebrandt's home. Both Franke and Hildebrandt were charged with 6 counts of aggravated CA. The two had previously collaborated on parenting advice videos for Connections. They were the worst parenting advice videos I've ever seen. In the statement, Franke's attorney appeared to place blame on Hildebrandt. Told you, I knew it. Claiming Franke is a devoted mother who was taken advantage of by a person she trusted. You get out of here. Shut the front door. We've all seen the videos. I got to get bigger on here because I'm upset. We've all seen the videos of her taking her child's bed away for 7 months. Don't feed my 6-year-old. She forgot her lunch. I hope her teacher doesn't give her food today. She needs to learn a lesson. Taking Christmas away. It's on camera. It's on film. You cannot say that's fake either. You cannot, Ruby. You cannot. Your children's faces said it all. You are kidding me right now with this bull crap. Of course she's blaming it on Jody. Why wouldn't she? They are both equally as evil. Ruby is worse, in my opinion, because those were her children. Those were her children that she birthed, that she carried for 9 months, that she raised. You all got me messed up. There's people out there that really would be really good mom and dads to the kids. And Kevin, he should be in jail too. Oh, my Lord. Initially, Miss Franke believed that Jody Hildebrandt had the insight to offer a path of continual improvement. Miss Hildebrandt took advantage of this quest and twisted into something heinous. Franke's lawyer says Hildebrandt systematically isolated Ruby Franke from her extended family, older children, and her husband, Kevin Franke. Sherry, we need you now more than ever. And Chad, we need the older children. We need you guys more now than ever to come out and say, no, this was abuse. We went through it too. And now our younger siblings are going through it. Because if they don't stand up and say something now, this is going to go through. She's going to get her little plea agreement. Jody's going to go to jail for the more of a sentence. Jody's going to lose her license, and then she's going to be out. That's craziness. Thank you so much, Care. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super sticker. I knew she was going to try to pin it on her too. I knew she was going to do this because it seems like she almost disconnected. But when she was in jail, she was trying to get to her at first. Do you remember that? Like, they were saying that maybe it was an act, but Ruby was acting all like really depressed and so sad. And she needed Jody and she couldn't do anything without Jody because they had separated them. It says this prolonged isolation resulted in Miss Franke's being subjected to a distorted sense of mortality shaped by Miss Hildebrandt's influence. She saying brainwashed? According to the law firm, she actually brainwashed 2.5 million people to subscribe to her channel on YouTube. So, according to the law firm, Franke has engaged in introspective inspection. What the hell is introspection? Is that what I don't know what that means? We're going to look it up. Introspection. The examination or observation of one's own mental and emotional processes while in jail over the past several months and understands the full weight of her actions. No, she doesn't. She just wants to get out of jail. Everybody that goes to jail, no one wants to be in jail. Everyone that's in jail, they find God and they want to get out. They're not doing, they didn't do it and they find God. But you find God because you can get out of your cell to go to services. Hello? You didn't find God. You found a friend in the service group that you want to go and hang out with for 1 hour a week. Like, be real. If they put her near Jody, if they let her probably get around Jody, they would probably be scheming together. Demonstrating a sincere dedication to personal growth and rehabilitation. When did she get arrested? August? September. She's only been in there 4 months. She's rehabilitated, guys. Let her out. She's cool. Give her kids back, 6 of them. She's cool. She has actively begun the process of reaching out to members of her family. Isn't she supposed to not be contacting her family at all? I thought. Through heartfelt apologies, she seeks to mend relationships and contribute positively to the healing journey of her family. Oh my good God. This is insanity. She posted a video of Christmas Miracle. She'll post a video of Christmas Miracle. Nikki said, I know. What the? Yeah, God is probably discussing with her. Man. Yeah, it's crazy. Man. Because of social media, AL, or man. I'm reading my Lance. I know. Oh, my Lance. Yeah. No, Cheryl said no one wants to be in jail unless they're nuts. Yeah, that's true. That is true. She just wants to get out. I'm really shocked right now. I'm shocked that she has the gall and that her lawyer has the balls to put this out. To put out, Ruby didn't do anything. She's been brainwashed. Brainwashed to put a cayenne pepper in your son's wounds and honey? What kind of brainwashing is that? I'm not sure that anyone's ever brainwashed me to put honey and cayenne pepper in somebody's wounds. Maybe I drink the juice, but I don't see me putting pepper in somebody's wounds. I don't see me hurting another human being. I don't see me being brainwashed to do that. I'm not in Charles Manson's clan either. Is that what she's saying? Jody Hildebrandt's the next Charles Manson. She's got the power. Because when I hear Jody talk, I recoil in myself. You know what I mean? Like, I recoil in my own self. So I don't understand how, they had less subscribers than I have, guys. They had like 2,500 subscribers. Nobody was listening to them. Nobody wanted to hear their connections bull crap. She did accuse her kids of abusing others as well. Yes, Mace. I almost forgot. We read over those documents. Oh, yep, she did. She tried to put this all on the kids when they went to the first court date. Wasn't me, it was them. All them. Now she's saying, not me, Jody. I bet you next, when this doesn't work with Jody, she throws Kevin under the bus. She'll throw him under the bus. He'll be next. Man. Ruby Frank, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's it. That's crazy. I may have to do a pre-recorded on that. We'll do a live on Monday over it. We'll probably do a daytime live because Monday is our Missing Monday segment where we do, we've been featuring a missing person on the channel every Monday. And we cover like the whole case. We try to cover as much as we can, within that one live. But if we need to, we'll always make more lives because the first two that we've done went really well and everyone seemed to really enjoy them. So Reeler said back. Otto, yeah, Kevin is to blame just as much as her. Yep, absolutely. Even if, and we all know he participated because we saw the videos. But even if he didn't participate, he's there. He's the father. Why do people have all these children just to abuse them? I don't get it. If you don't like kids, there are surgeries that women and men can have that prevent children from being born. I don't understand why people don't utilize that more. You know what I mean? I should probably take my own advice because I'm not one of those. I don't know if I want children. So I'm still, I know I got a little bit of time. I don't have that much time. I got to keep thinking. I got to think quick, but I don't have any right now. I don't know. Maybe God will want me to have some. Why have kids to abuse them? Yeah, exactly. Like I would never, man, kids scream, they yell. My nephew broke my nose one time. Talk about wanting to hit something, not him ever, but I was like, my hands in the air because he was 2 and he did that. When kids don't want to be picked up, they'll do that. They act like they're dead. They their body just like flinches. Well, he did that and he hit my nose. And I started laughing because it didn't even hurt at that point. But I did this in the air real quick. I was like, oh my God, it hurt. It hurt for a second and then it went away. And I was like, you broke my nose. He was just giggling. He was 2, giggling. He's 22 now. He'll be 22. So, you know what I mean? Never wanted to put my hands on a kid. Even when they're crying. Like babies cry. Deal with it. Got to change diaper. Deal with it. Kids grow up and they're teenagers. And they act like little assholes. Deal with it. It's called puberty. We all go through it. But then when they hit their 20s, 30s, that's when you reap the benefits finally. Because it really does take a long time before we realize like, oh my gosh, everything our parents did. How many of us headbutted mommy on purpose? Exactly, Nikki. Yeah. Every time. He loved it. He loved it. And I got in a car accident that same year. So I had broke my nose in that accident in like 3 different places. Then I had 2 surgeries where they broke it and reset it. So this was like literally the 14th time it had been broke. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, are you kidding me, kid? But he's my baby. He's my first nephew and he's my heart. He's my heart. And he knows it. But I think we'll do the web sleuth thing on our next live. And then tomorrow's Saturday. I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe something will come out. I don't know. It seems like nothing new has really been happening. Let me know what cases you guys would like me to cover. What would you like to, for other than Idaho? Is there anything else that you guys are like interested in, like super interested in right now? Are you interested in Delphi? There's not really a whole lot with Long Island, but we can always go back, research, whatever you guys want to do. We cover a lot of cases. I do have Chelsea Grimm's stuff coming. They said that they sent it, or they processed it and everything. Like they sent me a receipt on Friday. So this was last Friday. So that was a week ago today. So it should be here any day. They're sending it through the mail. I'm assuming that it should be here any minute. It doesn't take that long, but it could be because Christmas too, like Christmas holiday. But I ordered it and we bought it and everything. Some FOIA requests will cost money. Some FOIA requests are free. Like Chad Dowerman, when we did the FOIA request for him, it was free. They didn't charge me anything for it. But then Chelsea Grimm, which is crazy because, you got Chad Dowerman executed his 3 sons and he said he did it, But then you got Chelsea Grimm that's missing and really needs help finding her. And they're charging, $65, $70 for their documents. And I'm just like, but I think missing people it should be free. You're trying to help, that's all we're trying to do. Sarah Boone. Yep. Chad Daybell's allowing cameras. Yeah. He said that's what he wanted. I think he thinks he'll have a different outcome because Lori didn't have cameras. He gonna be Sarah. He'll have a jail cell with her. They should just put them right next to each other. I love labs too. They are the best dogs. They are. I got 2 crazies. We had a guy come for the washer today, and my dogs just sat in this room and barked the whole time. The whole time. I heard something about the Gaylord Lord. I'm gonna write that down. Because I think that one might I think that's going to be pretty big. It seems like it is. I've seen that name. And that's crazy because we just did a case over a kid named Preston Lord. And he was unalived on Halloween. He was 16 years old at a Halloween party. Let me see if there's anything on him. I looked the other day and there wasn't. What's this? Okay. 1 day ago. Oh, what are you telling me? I'm not accessing this for money. Like I usually do, and then I never unsubscribe. That's false. Okay. Never mind. I thought it was something. I don't think it is. Oh. Wow. They just released a statement. It says alleged incidents of teen violence have heightened community awareness, and we want to make it known that we condemn any violence within our community. Wow. I guess they're not messing around. I guess the crime is up over there. They're mad. There's no justice for this kid. I would be very mad too. I mean, look at this kid. 16 years old, goes to a Halloween party. Doesn't make it out alive. I don't understand what's wrong with people in this world. We try to cover a lot of cases on this channel. So if you guys aren't subscribed and you're into true crime, make sure you subscribe. We really do we try to hit all the cases, not all of them, but I try to get a lot in. We probably cover, I would say 2 to 3 new cases on the channel each week. I would say. Tony, you're right. Yeah. She said, I think the house has always been a problem over the years, and that's why they're so quick to finally get rid of the problem from that house. That's a very good point, because there was a lot of partying there. There was a lot of noise. I mean, maybe people that lived in those apartments complained too, but I hope that they partied their little hearts out though. I hope that they had a lot of fun. They look like they did. They look like they lived, I saw that too, Doodlebug. Yeah, they said ketamine was in a system. Matthew Perry. I did see that. There's so much evil in this world, Otto. It's insane. Where's the Wandering Orphan? Why didn't I say? Oh, there you are. I'm like, where's the Wandering Orphan? You guys are talking about your little doggies. I saw that, Jules. It does look like BK's car. That's what I said in the live when we played it. I was like, I don't think that's BK's car. That's funny. The Weimaraners are a good dog Riddler. They are. I did a video today for you guys. I don't know if I'll probably put it out. I don't know if it's going to edit right. I don't know if I'm going to put it together right, because I don't edit things very good. I actually don't edit things at all. But I just did a video over like the day in the life of a creator kind of, and I want to make it better though. Like I kind of just did what I do like from like 2 o'clock on, but I want to do one where like from like when I wake up to when I go to sleep. So you guys can just see, what we do like behind the scenes. But I do have a video that I put out. And as I was like cleaning up the desk and stuff to get ready today, I was doing videos, and the cat is sitting on the desk at one point, and then the dog is literally just standing beside me in the video. I'm just like cleaning and she's just standing there. It's cute. It definitely shows my life outside of YouTube. It gets you a little like, I guess, behind the scenes look. Dobermans are good dogs too. Oh, the Wandering Orphan. My dogs broke through a fence before. When they've heard sirens, like they chewed through a fence to get, like they were trying to get to whatever the cops wanted them to get to. And I think to protect us. I don't know, Doodlebug. That's weird. That is weird. Because aren't they using ketamine for like regular people now? I know that they're like using shrooms. They're giving like shrooms to people like to treat certain mental illnesses. To me, that sounds like anxiety in a bottle. I'm cool. I'm cool. No. I would be, oh my gosh, it would be so bad. Ketamine therapy. Wow. I have a question actually for you, Ashley. If you go to a clinic for like a Suboxone treatment, like for a full treatment of it, how much does that cost? I figured I'd ask you guys because I figured maybe you guys would know. Like if you're trying to do like full treatment, it's not nothing personally with me. I just saw something about it online and I was just like really curious about it. And I was like, I'm going to ask the chat. Because I know that that's what they usually use is like a Suboxone and not a ketamine. What? Wouldn't ketamine really mess you up? That's like, yeah, it's a horse tranquilizer. Like, I mean, you could probably give it to me and it wouldn't affect me. I'm not kidding. I'm immune to medication or something. I feel like. Oh, Roseanne. Well, I know that like rehab can be very expensive. And so, but I just wasn't sure. I don't know the price. Personal story here for you, a little personal time. My father was an alcoholic and he went to rehab and I got him into rehab. I called for like 9 hours on the phone. And it was right before he passed away, really, actually. And so he went. I don't remember the cost though. I can't remember that. Like, I was just wondering how much it cost. Like, I know it was expensive, but his work, something with my dad's work would cover the treatment and help him. And when he went in, he didn't even detox. He detoxed, but he didn't take the medication. He didn't do anything. He wouldn't do it. He was like, I don't want it. I just want to just lay here and get it out of me. So the house rehab is very expensive. Wow. Looking at $185 a week for the visit and the meds. You have insurance. It's cheaper. Thanks, Ashley. I figured I didn't actually know. Run, don't walk. Yeah. It's nothing with me. I don't want anyone to think like, oh, Tanya, it's nothing with me. I was just reading some articles online. Yeah, no, I knew Ashley was on it because she's, recovering and she's awesome. That's awesome. And, it helps you to live. Point blank, period. It really does. Like I know what it's like. Oh my gosh, Roseanne. Well, do you think that I could borrow $16,900? I'm totally kidding. Wow, Roseanne, you don't get any help? How is that? $16,900 a month. I don't even want to add mine up if I didn't have insurance. I don't want to. Nope. I think it was one of my medications is like 5,000 or something like I'm like, what? What? How can they charge that much? If you don't have insurance, forget about being sick. I am so fortunate for my insurance that I have. I am blessed. Thank you, God. I'm blessed. Ashley, I believe you. I believe that. I know that I had a friend that was on it. She's not a friend anymore. She won't even like contact me. I hope she's okay. But she was on it and she decided she didn't want to take it. But if she would have taken it, and she would have been fine. She would have been great. It would have been her again. $8,000 a month, want to boo things meds. Man. You're a retired military, Riddler? I didn't know that. I don't think I knew that. I didn't know that. Well, thank you. Thank you for your service. I didn't know that. I don't think I did, Riddler. That's awesome. We had to flee the country for decent medical. I would. I would. If something were to happen to my insurance, I don't know what I would do. I mean, like my eye alone to get a new prosthetic is $5,000 just to get a new eye. I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine? Oh, I couldn't imagine. I'm so sorry, guys. That's devastating. Like that really hurts my heart. I couldn't imagine going in for surgery and them saying, like them taking my screws out and them giving me a bill for $80,000. Like, here you go. I've been so blessed. Even though I have the injuries, Yeah, that's awesome. I love military. Good. They need to take care of you guys. That's awesome, Riddler. Oh, dialysis, I couldn't even imagine. I hope I'm not going to. I hope that none of us, and anybody that's sick, I hope you guys get better. I hope that none of us have to deal with any of that. And I hope that Boo thing, there's a miracle. Because Boo needs a miracle. I love Boo thing. Is she there right now? She's probably like, what's Tanya saying? Yeah, you get the bill when you're recovered enough to be shocked. Yeah, exactly, Nikki. I couldn't even imagine it. I wonder, because my bill for my first month in the hospital was 100. I used to know exactly, but I can't remember exactly. But it was 189,000. That was just for the room and the medication they gave me. That wasn't including surgery or anesthesia. And if I would have a bill right now for $200,000 for just the hotel, just for the hospital bill or for the room, I'd be paying it off the rest of my life. That is awesome. The Melissa says she serves too. Did I miss it? Healthcare should be free. Thank you guys for your service. Thanks, everybody. Oh my gosh. Oh, Wonder Orphan, yes. The guy that I was in a car accident with, he was military. And he needed help in that moment after that accident. We'll just say that. I'll tell you guys the full story someday. He needed help, and he didn't get the help that he needed, like the mental help, because when we had our accident, it put him in a place that he didn't want to be in. PTSD works in mysterious ways. But yeah, I almost didn't make it out, but I did. Man. Oh, Ashley. You probably can't even cry anymore. Yeah, I mean, really. I mean, man. Feels like we're missing some people tonight. Feel like we're missing someone. Where's Alicia? I'm like, where's Alicia? Wait, she said goodnight. Did she say goodnight? She has a Christmas party. Okay. Well, good night, Alicia. She's been gone since 10:11. It's only 10:26. Maybe she's listening while she's sleeping. She hasn't been gone that long. I'm like, wait, where's Alicia? I did that to Isabel one night. She literally was gone out of the chat for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. The chat was so busy, I think. And I was like, Isabel, where's Isabel? There she is. See, she's here. I was like, where's Alicia? We're missing somebody here. We're missing people. That's funny. It's funny that I tried to print off this map. Oh, look, and that does have, I guess, north there, but I didn't understand the map. We'll understand it on the 28th when they tear down the house and Bryan ends at the spot. So I do, Alicia. I love you. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I showed Vincent the funny birthday video you sent, and that was so cute. And thank you. Like, really, thank you. Thank you guys for doing all that. Like, that means a lot. I know it only takes a second or, it takes a while with Alicia with the video, but it only takes a second to leave a comment or, a few minutes to email. And Riddler, same with you. You guys are always emailing me really good things. And I do get them. Sometimes I can't write back or I forget because I'm so bad about that. I'm blaming it on ADHD. I don't know what it is. It's probably all the times I've hit my head. But I always get them, and I'm very blessed to have you guys in the chat. So. Yes, Dream says, Catcher says, yes, thank you all to all who served. I went to the Lewis. That's so funny. She went to the bathroom. She couldn't even go to the bathroom without me going, where's Isabel? That's so funny. That's so funny. Oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here. I'm glad everyone's here. I'm going to probably jump off here. I'm going to go spend some time with Vincent. Let's see if he's awake, I wonder. If he's sleeping, I'm going to get him. Because he said, tomorrow's Friday. Like we're going to party or something. It was so weird. Okay. I'm older than my age or something, because the other day we were at the Target, and of course we were. And this guy walks by me, and he's like this buff guy. He's like in his 20s, and he's carrying this beer in his hand. And it just looked so foreign to me, like seeing alcohol. Because I haven't drank. We don't drink. And it was just so foreign to me. And I'm like, look at him having a good time sitting there with my goodies. But I loved it. Oh, I didn't get it, Ashley. I'll look. I haven't checked my emails today. And also, look, I got my white ball. That's the ball that I was telling you guys about, the pillow I just had to have. I got this, and I put it on the bed, and I got one picture, and the dog got a hold of it. And I was like, you son of a gun. So I had to bring it in here. So it's a new decoration. She likes to chew things. She loved it. I should have known. It's a big ball. Why wouldn't she? But I'll check my email. If I don't check it tonight, I'll check it in the morning. Sometimes I stand up for a minute and then my brain just, goes. But at least I'm honest. I always get to them though. And thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody, I hope you guys get some miracles with medical, really, because we can all relate in this group. I know that we literally have a group of trauma survivors here in our, in our chat. And I've noticed our chats compared to other chats. Other chats are fun and awesome and cool and they're nice. But this chat has something different, like that empathy. They have empathy too, but it's just something extra. Y'all have something extra. And it's probably because we've all been a little hurt. We're the trauma group. Come hang out over with me, You can sit at my table. Hey, Alvamos. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Like I said 15 times. I appreciate it. I do. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. I'm going to try to make it at 8:15. See you guys later. Bye, guys.